at this question, they're asking us about vertical asymptotes. So when we think about vertical asymptotes, we know that we want to look at what is left over in the denominator after factoring and set that equal to 0. Now, again, whenever you have a negative exponent, as we talked about in number 259, we do not really know how to deal with these negative exponents unless we remove them. So immediately, do not keep those negative exponents. Go ahead and rewrite it. Now, when you rewrite it, the first thing to notice here is that you have two terms. Remember, terms are separated by addition and subtraction signs. So when I rewrite this expression, I have to still have two terms in the expression or in the function definition. So this will be 1 plus, and then the second term, we will put the x to the 2/5 in the denominator, and then we'll have the 1 in the numerator. So that is our expression, that we have f of x is equal to 1 plus 1 over x to the 2/5. Now, I do want to just note really quickly here that if you were to sit there and come up with a common denominator, you would multiply this by x to the 2/5, and then you could also write the function as follows. Now, this is just a side note because it's not really going to matter at the end of the day, because even if I were to get a common denominator, I would not have this x to the 2/5 canceling out with this x to the 2/5 because of that plus sign. So common denominator or not common denominator, our leftover denominator is going to be x to the 2/5 power. So we set that equal to 0, and that will give us our vertical asymptote. So we need to somehow undo this 2/5 power, and the way we do that is by raising to the reciprocal. So we'll raise it to the 5/2, and then on this side, raise it to the 5/2. So that will give us x equals 0 to any non-zero power will give us 0. So we have x is equal to 0 as our vertical asymptote. And remember, that is also an infinite or non-removable discontinuity. So I think the big lesson to learn from this is immediately remove your negative exponents by moving them down to the denominator, and then go from there after you get rid of the negative exponents.